bumped up.
So we left off at talking about the actual residency and a person being able to claim the child tax credit.
Okay.
And I thought this was very important to talk about because a lot of people are getting caught for fraud with claiming this child tax credit. Now, this child tax credit is intended to offset many expenses of raising children.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys know, I told you I have 3 beautiful girls. So this child tax credit can be anywhere worth as much as $1,000 per child. And that's just for the 2016 and later tax years. But for 2016, the child tax credit has been at least partially refundable if you had an earned income of more than $3,000.
Okay.
This refundable portion of the credit, it expires in 2017. But at the same time, a lot of people do not know if they can file a child or not. So I want to just give the criteria of being able to file for child tax credit. So the age of the child must have been 16 or younger on December 31st. So at 17, 18 years old, they cannot be claimed unless, and I'm going to give some other criteria after this, the child must be a United States citizen or United States national or resident alien.
Okay.
They must be a dependent. So you may say, okay, this is not my child, but I raised this child. This child lives in my home. But you have to have court documents for that child. So that child has to be either a foster child, an adopted child. And you have to show that you are providing at least 6 months of medical care for that child. So that's where it comes in as far as a dependent child. Relationship, the child must be related to you in one of the following ways: a son, a daughter, stepson, stepdaughter, brother, sister, grandchildren, niece, nephew, and stepsister or stepbrother. This includes, like I said, any legally adopted child and child that's lawfully placed in your custody or care, and any foster child lawfully placed in your care. Now, with the residency, now this is where it gets a little bit deeper because the child must have lived with you for more than half of the year, and stay with you for at least 183 nights. So, for those of you parents out there that are divorced like me, it has to be in a joint custody agreement order of when you can file your child. So, myself and my ex-husband, we have a joint custody agreement, but he hasn't been abiding by his joint custody agreement. So, if he hasn't had my daughters for a certain period of time, he cannot claim them on their taxes. But let me tell you how smart I am. I decided still not to claim, my daughters on my taxes. And let me tell you why, even though this was his year to file. Because in that joint custody agreement, it states that this is his year to file my daughters on the taxes, on his taxes. Regardless if he files or not, guess what? It's still a court order. So, for those of you who are divorced, have joint custody agreements, make sure that you do the right thing. Regardless if the other person is not doing the right thing, always make sure that you do the right thing. Now, child support and different things of that nature, make sure that you get with someone that you're close to, a CPA, and ask them about those extra things. And that child tax credit is a publication 792. And I know it will because I really had to read it thoroughly before I filed my taxes.
And I'm happy you brought that up because that was going to be the question, but you did answer that because I was going to say if you have parents that have separated, let's be real, divorce is big in the U.S., and they have joint custody, how does that work? So basically what it does is one parent files 1 year and another parent files the other year?
Well, yes, it's based on what the judge said. So in my joint custody agreement, it has that, I get the odd years and my ex-husband gets the even years.
Okay.
So it will say whether or not that parent, which parent has the even or odd years. So, since I have the odd years and I didn't have the even years, I was kind of salty, but it's okay because I'm a home-based business owner, so I get to claim so many other deductions other than the children. And, I know that, he may not file. He may not file because either way, and that's the thing, I wanted him to file because he's in back pay child support of $25,000. So he needs to file. So that way, he needs to file my children, so that way I can collect the check. Being all the way honest.
You getting it no matter what happens.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
so why not do the right thing?
Well, definitely, definitely understand that. So, with the home-based business, maxing out the child benefit. Any other deductions that we should really be looking for as home-based business owners or business owners, period?
Well, as a home-based business owner, the child tax credit, you don't have to be a home-based business owner. The child tax credit is for everyone. W-2 employees, home-based business owner, everyone can get the child tax credit as long as they have that specific criteria in order to claim the children.
Okay. Well, that is definitely awesome to hear. So what we're gonna do, Ms. Shanice, we got about another 13 minutes. I want to open up the lines. I want to let everybody know the number so they can call in. You mind if, and we're going to keep on talking, but I want to open it up to the people so they can call in and maybe ask some questions. Is that cool with you?
Awesome. I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right. Well, we're going to tell you to call in. The number is 770-415-2149. 770-415-2149. Let's call in. Any questions you have about taxes for your home-based business, or just any financial questions, call in, and me and Shanice are here to answer your questions. We're going to get a couple of calls coming in, but until then, we're going to go ahead and just keep dropping these nuggets on them, because I'm telling you, you are really, really blessing the people right now, Shanice. So I thank you for taking the time and educating people, because when people are educated, they make better informed decisions. So it looks like we have a caller coming in. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. How are you guys tonight?
Awesome. You're on the.
I just want to say to Shanice, to Sean, I tip my hat to you guys. I love you guys to death. I have a question for Shanice, though.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right. So, Shanice, I heard you say that it's important to, when you start your home-based business, to try to start it with as a business, as a corporation, or an LLC. Can you tell me why that is so important versus just filing it under my regular Social Security number?
Well, you can do it either way, but it's always, important to have that DBA or that LLC doing business as some type of corporation, so that way when you go out there into the business world, you can get other lines of credit and different things of that nature instead of putting everything on your Social Security number. So, and that gets into things outside of the tax. That gets into your credit, into your credit, where you can get other credit lines outside of your Social Security number and be able to do other things outside of your social. Because the thing about it is, we all have Social Security numbers, and so we have so many different things on our social that, you read, people's scores are very, very low. Now, if you have a business, then you can utilize business credit. So it's very, very important to get that, as a corporation, so that way you can utilize business credit. And that's not to say, like say with things, not pay your bills on time and things of that nature, but it's, to open up different lines of credit.
Okay, so it's really for advancing your business and making sure that you put yourself in a position to be successful.
Exactly.
And not only that, I just advise anybody, man, if you're gonna get into a business, let's take it seriously. Those are the aspects and the roles and the things you have to do to form a business. Even if you do it, and I'm sure Shanice can elaborate on this, but there's different entities that you can form. But you want to look into those. You want to look into your local government, see the type of business licenses you need and things of that nature. You have to take these seriously, because people just start stuff or do things and not realizing that, when you go to file taxes, these things are needed. That's as she was talking earlier with the fraud. People are trying to get all these deductions, and you're not a real business. You know, you think and you say you're a home-based business, but you're not an actual real business. And it doesn't have to be an incorporation. It can be a DBA, but make sure that you have the proper filing and paperwork in order to start and function your business. Now, with that being said, Shanice, do you help your clients with that? Do you help them form their structures or choose a structure that they should go into?
Well, I do a lot of limited liability corporations to help them get DBAs set up. And the reason why, if a business owner has a limited liability, it means basically that he or she is not personally responsible for business debts and obligations of the actual corporation. So it helps them to not be liable for anything. And that's not to say to be irresponsible, like I said before. It's just to make sure that you are covered if you are sued, per se. Nobody wants to get sued in business, but guess what? Things happen, and we know that. So only the assets of the business are at risk, and not the owner's or a shareholder's personal assets. So say, for instance, if you got sued today in your business, if a client sued you today, your personal assets can be held liable if you do not have a limited liability corporation.
Okay. And I think that that's so key because I tell people say, well, when should I file or when should I set my organization up? I say immediately as a business owner, and I tell people, why wouldn't you do that? Do you not plan on being successful? Well, of course I do. Then you need to do what you see other successful companies do. Now, we talked a little bit about the limited liability company. Is there other structures that they can file?
Yeah, there are several different structures that you can file. Like I said, the S Corp, the limited liability corporations, and there's several other ones, sole proprietorships. And you can go to irs.gov to find those out. And on irs.gov, they'll most definitely break down the difference between each. So make sure that when you do, or before you do set up anything, that you look at the different aspects of each one.
Yeah, that is definitely key. So basically what I hear you saying is when you're going into business, let's do our due diligence, let's do our research. Because the only way to win, you have to know what you're in. Wow, the only way to win is you got to know what you're in. So I definitely love that, sis. So I appreciate the information on that. Again, if you want to talk to me and Shanice, we got about another 7 minutes. The number is 770-415-2149. Again, 770-415-2149. And we have Miss Shanice Holland. She is blessing us on the line and dropping some real nuggets on us for home-based businesses. So we talked about a little bit about the structure and things like that. Any other deductions you want to cover tonight, Shanice?
I'm sorry, what is it that you want me to cover?
I said, is there any other deductions that you wanted to discuss or talk about tonight?
Not really. I just want everybody to make sure that they go to irs.gov, and I want to be able to let people know how to navigate through their system with irs.gov as far as business owners is concerned, because of the simple fact that business owners have to file different forms. So you may file, a 1040, a 1040 EZ with your 1099 or 1099 miscellaneous compared to a person that just files a W-2 or W-4 and a W-9.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that everyone knows the difference in those different places, the forms and publications, and that's all found on the irs.gov website. More credits and deductions can also be found on the IRS website. Those are things that, we as tax professionals with our P10s and CPAs utilize all the time. You guys can go out there and learn about the earned income tax credits, the education credits. I talked about the child tax credit. And there's additional credits, different savers credits for small business owners. We have healthcare credits out there that we can receive. And of course, there's always a standard mileage every single year. So as a business owner, especially if you're a home-based business owner, even if you do not, know your exact mileage, but you've been keeping a track of, a record for at least 3 months, during that period, they can still give you the standard mileage deduction rate. There's other itemized deduction, whether it's gifts. Make sure you guys, if you got gifts from people, Put those in your taxes as well. If you did a charitable contribution, so say for instance, the people that go to church and you pay taxes, guess what? If they are a 501c3, you most definitely need to make sure you get a record of your taxes. They're supposed to give you that at your church at the end of every year. I know I got mine in maybe the last week of December. I got an email about where to go online to get mine from Living Word Bible Church, which is out here in Arizona. It's a mega church. So guess what? They're collecting money from you to give back to the government at the church. So therefore, you need to make sure that you get your tax claim sheets from them as well so that you can count those charitable deductions. Even if you've given clothes to the Goodwill, like I do. I just gave away over 20 bags of clothes in the past 3 months, like over 20 bags of clothes. And they write it off as a charitable contribution. What they do is they literally tag up the price a little bit of each item, and they give you a receipt so you can claim that on your taxes. So make sure that you go to irs.gov to check out the credits in the deductions section on the irs.gov, so you can know what you can write off and what you can't write off, what you can do on a daily basis as far as adding up those deductions. So that's all I basically have. Sean, back to you.
Well, what do you mean that's all? I mean, that has been that you gave us was wow. You gave us a great start. So what I want to do right now is if people need to reach you or they want to get in contact with you about the stuff we discussed tonight, how can they reach you?
My number is, I don't know if I want everybody to call my number.
Really, I'm telling you, you're going to tear your phone up.
If you guys want to reach me, you can reach me at The Travel Professional 1, as in the number 1, at gmail.com. Again, that's The Travel Professional 1 at gmail.com. And the reason why I'm giving out my email because I have so many people call my phone every single day. And I barely get any sleep, so I don't want to give out my number to the world. So just hit me at thetravelprofessional1 at gmail.com. And I most definitely will return your emails within 24 to 48 hours. I check emails, several times a day. So you guys can reach me at thetravelprofessional1 at gmail.com. And that's the number 1.
Hey, well, wow. 7599 at gmail.com. Just send a request saying you want some more information about one of the most powerful travel businesses in the industry. Again, GTRINC7599 at gmail.com. And we also wanted to let you know if you do want more information on March 4th, Atlanta, let's get ready. On March 4th, Evolution is having a major regional event right here in Atlanta. Atlanta has been chosen to be one of the regional locations. So if you're interested in travel now, from the information I'm getting, travel is an $8.5 trillion industry. Trillion with a T. Industry. So we're inviting everybody to come out to the event. It's on March 4th, 2017 in Atlanta by the Perimeter Mall, 1050 Crown Point Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, 30141. So again, if you want some more information on the travel event that's coming up on March 4th, it's going to be epic. From what I hear, it's going to be it's going to be crazy. So again, reach out to GTRINC7599 at gmail.com. And I'd like to thank my guest, Shanice. And I'm just going to close out with a little bit and just say, this show has been, I'm really, my passion and my vision for this show is that we provide education every time for business owners, but also financially. So I know this is just my second show. I thank everybody for rocking with me. I thank for all the love on Facebook, man. You guys don't know what you do to my spirits, man. I cannot have a bad day with my Facebook family showing me the love that you've been showing me. But let's be diligent and let's make sure all the information that Shanice gave you can reach out to her and get more. But let's be diligent and make sure she gave us some great. The website to go to is irs.gov. Let's go on there and look at some of these things because there are plenty of deductions out there. But as a small business owner, I'm telling everybody, there's some people on this on the airwaves right now that are listening that they're W-2 employees and they're going to get a deduction. And what I've been saying is this: every year we get these deductions, and some people are gonna blow their money. It's just what is gonna happen. It's gonna get blown. But why not make an investment into the greatest thing that you've ever possessed, which is yourself? Why not take some of that money and invest in yourself? I don't care what it may be in. Invest in you. Whether it be a savings account, whether you're doing something for you, whatever it may be, invest in you. And when I say invest in you, that don't mean go out and buy a new couch. Invest in you, something that you can say a year from today or a year from the date of investment, you can see growth on it. You can see a return in it. So I'm just here to encourage you. I thank you for your time. Again, I know you can be doing anything else. You can be doing anything else in the world, but you took the time to listen to me. And for that, I'm forever humbled and I'm forever grateful. So with that being said, we're going to be signing off. I thank you. God, oh my God, God is so good to me, man. I love the Lord for blessing me with this platform. And we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. You're listening to 108 Praise Radio, Voice in the Gospel. We're getting down to business with your financial lifestyle planner, Sean Bailey, signing out. I love y'all.
Did you not start this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can be doing anything else. You can be doing anything else in the world, but you took the time to listen to me. And for that, I'm forever humbled and I'm forever grateful. So with that being said, we're going to be signing off. I thank you. God, oh my God, God is so good to me, man. I love the Lord for blessing me with this platform. And we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. You're listening to 108 Praise Radio, Voice in the Gospel. We're getting down to business with your financial lifestyle planner, Sean Bailey, signing out. I love y'all.
Did you not start this?
Yes.
Yeah.